Hello everyone, I am Renowned Zero, and today I'm going to be doing a reaction to the Velma official teaser. Now, while I already know that they race swapped both Shaggy and Velma, and apparently Fred is non-binary for some reason, even though he's been into Daphne in like every single Scooby-Doo series, except for maybe a pup named Scooby-Doo, because obviously they're children there. And then they're removing Scooby from a Scooby Doo show. Like, you just know that this show is going to be dead on arrival. And this Velma is basically a self insert for Mindy Kaling, who's not funny, she's not talented, and she shouldn't be making demands for an intellectual property that's been around since the 60s or 70s. I'm sorry, you're not the boss of anyone who's making this show, and honestly, this show shouldn't even be made. But I'm gonna go ahead and react to this. Haven't watched it. I'm gonna watch it for the first time and give my thoughts and reactions. Let's get into it.
Dear HBO Max, I just learned.
So it's gonna be a Max original. It's not gonna be on cable television. It's only gonna be on their streaming service. And of course, I have to pause through this because of copyright reasons. But has to be done.
You intend to make a genre-bending comedic origin story of Judy Jetson.
Honestly, we don't need a origin story for Judy Jetson either. Don't know why I'm even mentioning this nonsense, considering the Jetsons haven't been on TV for such a long time.
When I heard this new version of Judy Jetson,
So it's looking like they've got this kind of ghost face horror character, I'm guessing. That's what it kind of looks like based on the silhouette.
wouldn't be boy crazy? The only word I had to describe my disgust is jinkies.
That's not funny, by the way, at all. Like, jinkies is like her main phrase that she uses whenever she's surprised at something. That's not really a word that you use for something like this, considering the situation you're about to be in.
There is one thing the internet agrees on. It's that you should never change anything ever. I hope.
Yeah, you shouldn't change anything in an IP that's already been established for like 40 or 50 years. Why are we changing something that you most likely know nothing about, and it shouldn't be changed at all? What's wrong with just making a new original character, a new original IP that has nothing to do with Scooby Doo?
Hope you die. Sincerely, Velma. Well, at least Judy's still white.
Yeah, because this is kind of like an attack on the fans who don't like the fact that they race swapped a iconic character like Velma, and we just want it to stay the same. If you want to do a race swap, you're basically saying that you only see legitimacy in original white characters that are race swapped and tokenized to be black. It's the only time you see legitimacy in a black character is when they're tokenized from an original white character. You can't just make a new black character, or do if you always done, like where you've got these guest characters like LeBron James come in the show at different points, stuff like that. And for the record, yes, we would want Judy Jetson to be white if you decide to do something as dumb as an origin story for her that we don't need to know about.
Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Because literally the show is called The Jetsons. It's not called Judy Jetson.
Velma, do you like solving mysteries?
Yeah, but I'm actually.
This is like the typical thing that Ghostface does in the Scream movies. If you've never seen a Scream movie, you won't know any reference to this, but because I've seen the Scream movies, or at least some of them, I get the reference to this here.
Please, much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
That's the mystery, and solving.
Except usually it's space. Like it's usually he's calling a hot woman and someone who just kind of a ditz in the movies.
Quick, because I'm in your house.
A serial killer?
Yes. He's again, this is another thing he says in the Scream. He's like, I'm in your house and coming to, harm you and all that stuff.
They're calling from inside my house? Yes, that's a classic, and that's my point. Why change anything when the classic?
That's right. Why change anything if the classics work? It doesn't make sense to change something when the classics do indeed work. That's why they're considered classics, and they stand the test of time for like tens of years, hundreds of years.
Wait, you're inside my
Did not mean to do that. Oh, you just realized that he's inside your house? Like, Velma, you're supposed to be smarter than that? Like, I don't understand why you just realized that he's inside your house. Like, that's such a lame cop out for this character. It's not who this character is. This character is one of the smartest human beings in the show. No matter who she comes in contact with, she's always smart as hell. And yet you made her a total moron in a matter of 5 seconds. And of course, this would never happen to Velma. She'd be way too smart to be sliced out like that by what's essentially a ghost face character. While on top of that, you have her in a different movie liking women. Meanwhile, in this show, apparently, she's going to be flirting with Fred. You know, Fred, who has no interest. He's basically the jock. And he's into Daphne. He's not into Velma. And typically, Velma is into Shaggy. Like, I don't know where you're getting this weird thing where the nerd goes for the jock kind of thing. It's never happened in real life. But yeah, the fact that you wanted to race swap this character because you don't see legitimacy and you just see a side to give sloppy seconds to the black community is absolutely appalling. It's insulting. And of course, it insults the intelligence of people who've been a fan of this IP since its inception. And you're insulting the intelligence of black people who see this as dumb, who see this as you just giving you think you're giving them something, but you're actually taking something away from them because you're not making anything new. You're just taking something already established and acting like it's some type of progress going in motion here. But y'all do you. It's gonna fail, and then when it does, you're gonna call everyone Istanphobes and all this other nonsense like you always do. And we're just gonna, we'll just leave the video right there. Thank you guys for checking out this reaction. Appreciate it very much. Don't be sure to like the video if you liked it. Comment below and tell me what you think about this. Subscribe for more content. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.